1,890 hours of the average high schooler's calendar year is spent doing schoolwork. Walking through the crowds of the hallways to your next class, the list of work to be done goes on and on from class to class. Sitting here, right now, I'm sure a rush of anxiety comes back to you thinking about the hours of assignments you have to finish by tomorrow alone, and the day's not even over yet. According to the Los Angeles Times, students spend 7.5 hours at school, then come home and do 3.5 hours of homework every night. Tonight will not be an exception. 11 hours of schoolwork each day, and you really think you're going to find the time to go to work tonight? Good luck. Take a step back and look at your schedule throughout the weeks. Every day you seem to have more stuff to do. Homework assignments, tests to study for, chores to do at home, club meetings, sports events, family dinners, and so much more. On top of all of this, could you even possibly imagine adding a work schedule? Even the thought overwhelms me and makes me wonder why anyone would want to have a job during high school. With all this time being spent doing school-related things, there's absolutely no time for students to have a job during the school year. Ask students at Jacobs High School if they like having a job or look forward to going to work after school. I can guarantee you that none of them will say they enjoy their job. On top of that, according to the United States Census Bureau, 57% of students are involved in extracurricular activities, which are on average about 2 hours long. Think about how many extracurricular activities you have been involved in your lives, along with other commitments. Students spend more time doing schoolwork than the average adult spends working each day. Without time to shower, drive to school or sports, get ready for school, eat, visit with friends or family, or relax, most students are already spending 12.5 hours a day on school activities. While at the same time, according to CNN.com, adults that work full-time are working on average 9.5 hours a day. How could teenagers be expected to have a job and have 12.5 hours of school work, along with activities each day, 5 days a week? Students do not need this added pressure and responsibility when they're already working longer than their parents do. Students deserve to be able to have fun and relax over the weekends after a long week of working hard. According to the Stanford Medicine News Center, the average teenager gets about 7 hours of sleep each night due to their crazy schedules with school and homework. They need about 9 or 9.5 hours of sleep each night. While already being sleep deprived, students don't need to be spending any extra time working, which would lead to even less sleep. With the crazy lives of teenagers filling schedules to the max, there's no reason to add on to the madness by having a job. Although some may argue that having a job leads teens to have more time management skills, students will have so much going on daily that everything will begin to slack. Having school, family events, extracurriculars, and homework every day, students will be picking up enough time management skills while balancing all of this. They will be going to work instead of sleeping after school, homework, and sports. The next day, they will be too tired to focus and efficiently work, leaving more schoolwork to be done that night. And with a job, the time just won't come. Students need to focus on school, social lives, and sports. Adding more to this will just cause students to underperform in everything they do. If they're up super late at work scrambling to do their homework afterwards, they won't be doing the homework very well or learning anything from it. After barely getting any sleep, students will roll out of bed to go to school where they will be falling asleep during classes and not being able to work efficiently, making even more homework to be done that night. They will go to clubs or sports and perform poorly, possibly being taken off the starting lineup or even injured. They will come home and rush to work for hours where they will be exhausted. After work, coming home to pass out before even doing the pile of homework they had left from the night before. The cycle continues as grades drop, health decreases due to lack of sleep, and friends and family become more and more distant because they just don't have time to spend with them anymore. You may be failing classes, cut from sports teams, not have good friends or family relationships, and be sick. But hey, at least you'll be flipping burgers for minimum wage, right? Is that really what you want to remember about being a teenager? Would you want to look back at what is supposed to be the best years of your life and think about that?